Let's see how much battery we have. We don't know. It might be 2 for the exterior. We're doing the exterior. If we come up here, we see we got a medium grade, a medium hue roof covering. It's not that old. We've seen some deflections in the roof covering a little bit. That's called sumping. Every house has that. Every house has that. And, you know, again, not apologizing for it. But when I say every house has that, that house has it. This house has it. That house over there has it. Okay, we've got brick and some wooden siding. Got a little bit of cracking between the brick and mortar right in here, between the window frame and the brickwork. Coming on along. The grading and drainage is pretty level right in here. Alright, the grading is fine. It's the drainage. The drainage, I have an issue with the drainage on both sides of the house, especially on the other side. This is on the, right now we're on the south side of the house. Okay, these cracks on the corners like this, if they're in the span of a hand, they go in like that. Okay, those are called shrinkage cracks. Some people call them corner pops. There's one right over there. Call it what you will. Call it what you will. We're just not going to get around that. The brick and the cement expands and contracts at different rates. And the force always comes out on the corners. That might be a brick issue. If it's holding the brick up, that pops out and it's holding the brick up, then, you know, there's that. And it might be a termite issue, because the termites can go up in those cracks, but it's not a foundation issue. It'll be in the foundation section. We're going to make note of it. Speaking of termites, let me just make a couple notes here. Alright. That'll be on the termite report. Those cracks will be on the termite report. Up here, these little boards around here, these are called freeze boards. We tell the structure's been moving. Look at that. See the way that's moving right up in there? See that? Think water can get up in there? I do. Okay. This is the downstairs. This is the drain line, secondary drain line, emergency drain line for the downstairs air conditioning system. So when you see water coming out from this window, you know that you have a problem. You know that you got a problem. So that's what that's there for. On the other side, they do not discharge it in an obvious location. We'll call your attention to that as well. Now when we go around the perimeter of the home, you'll see these little gaps right in here. Those are called weep holes. Because brick is a wonderful material. It's a wonderful material. There's a clean out. It's not a main clean out. Okay? This house can burn down and you can use the brick again. It's fireproof. It's a great insulator for both temperature and noise, but it's porous, and we know that. The water goes right through that stuff, right through the mortar. So we have these weep holes. Most of the time, all you'll see is vapor. All you'll see is vapor. If you have an event, I hope you don't. I've seen one or two. Then they will drain, but for the most part, it's just vapor, and they're there by design. Okay. Now, anytime you have a fenestration, a window, or a door that has a metal lintel over it because it's supporting brick, anytime you have brick over a window like that, you should also have weep holes. We don't have weep holes over our fenestrations. See these holes right here? That's how we know that we got, okay, that's how we know that this is a post-tension slab foundation. And I make several kinds. I don't know which kind it is. They're all suited for their purpose. But this is a post-tension type slab foundation. The rain gutter should not divert water. I mean, it should divert water farther than 6 feet from the structure. And just putting it like that's not going to help you much. It's not going to help you much at all. So the rain gutters divert water too close to the house. Okay, coming on along. A little bit of separation right there. These are called control joints. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. But when we have a wall that's this long, we expect it to move. As it did right down there. We expect it to move. So we have these control joints. It's like out in the street. We expect it to move. Some people call them expansion joints. Call it what you will, but that's what they're there for. Every couple years, or every year, we'll walk around and check it out. Make sure that sealant doesn't dry, crack, and shrink. Because that is not a weep hole. That is a control joint. moving on along. Satellite dishes shouldn't be on the roof. Now these, I talked about all this. I'm going to talk about all this. Just hang on. Well, I haven't talked about this. These are the control wires for the lawn sprinkler system, and that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. We need some TLC there. And we got exposed tension cable ends. Those rust, they become weak. They expand. When metal rust, it expands. And when it expands, then it's going to move. It's going to crack the concrete. And then when the cable breaks, that's a very expensive fix. So that should have been sealed. You have a little bit of erosion right here. A tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure. Shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure. I know it's a crepe myrtle, whatever. Shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure. So I know you don't have very much yard. In fact, the neighborhood association might require that you have that tree there. So I'm just telling you. This looks good, looks good, looks good. We got a lot of ants going up here. See these ants coming up and down here? Those are not carpenter ants. Those are not wood-destroying insects. They're not wood-destroying insects. Bushes next to the tree, wood mulch next to the house, under the roof line. That's conducive to wood-destroying insects. Wood mulch. What are termites? What termites? Where do they live? In the ground? What do they eat? Dead wood? What's wood mulch? Dead wood next to your house? Coming along inside, we got double pane, metal frame windows. We got some frass in here, but this is not, okay, see that frass right there? Okay, that's not carpenter ant frass. It is frass. It is frass. A lot of people get excited. I saw frass. I know you did. I know you saw some frass. Okay, double pane metal frame windows. When you see these seals going like this, they're about to go. They're about to go. If they haven't gone already. You see it inside that muntin? See the way that moves around? That's some moisture in there. All four of these seals have been compromised, broken, if you will. Okay, you don't lose any energy. You don't lose any efficiency. Any energy efficiency, that's the same thing. Security. It's ugly. And the Texas Real Estate Commission considers that a broken seal is broken. It's a deficiency. And that's the Texas Real Estate Commission. That's what they think. Coming along here, we got a little bit of wood rot forming right here at the side of this casement. We got a little bit of separation of the casement here. And then come along here, and then on this front portico, right here we should have kick-out flashing so the water just doesn't pour. And it'll curl. Water curls. So water doesn't curl inside that little hole. And it looks like they've already been working on it. You know, I'm glad that they, did some repairs, but, the kick-out flashing would fix that for you. Coming along here, this is the one I really want to talk about. Okay, the gas enters this side of the house, and we're going to talk about that at CSST. So we're going to need some help. Squish, squish, squish. All right. Look at that. Level. That's a 6-foot stick, too. That's a 6-foot level. The water doesn't go anywhere. It just sits right here. It's called West Nile disease. Mosquitoes. That's what it's called. Coming along, we got some wooden siding over here. Wooden siding should not be in direct contact with the roof covering. Should be a 2-inch gap. And then we got some rotting right there in the window casement right here. And then this vertical trim board right here, it's all rotting. It's rotting. And then right here, okay, this is the upstairs HVAC drain line, secondary drain line, emergency drain line. It's supposed to go over an obvious location, like these windows right here. That would have been the bathroom windows, but we have a rain gutter, so this goes in the rain gutter, goes down, and you never know you have a problem. If that secondary drain line clogs up, if that pan overflows, it's going to go through your ceiling. That's why it's supposed to be in an obvious location. And then the siding all along here, see the butt ends? The butt ends of the siding, it's supposed to have flashing tape behind those, and none of them do. I have seen it a couple times. I saw it last week. All right, but you hardly ever see. And I'm not apologizing for my work. I'm not discounting my work. Taking all the siding off to put some flashing behind there is probably not going to be your most economical cure. But it's not done right either. It's not done right, and so that's something. Then we got some bathroom vent fans over here. I think, Okay, it might be a closed air vent fan, but we're missing our louvers. They're tore up. They're kind of in some poor shape here. This is the gate. We're on the north side. We're missing a window screen here. What room is this? This is the parent. Nope, this is the middle bedroom or something like that. Gates touching the house. That's conducive to wood destroying insects. By design, everybody wants a gate. Control joints. Parent bathroom. Soffit baffles. Weep holes. See, all it's pretty, rain gutter doesn't discharge water far enough away. Okay. Got a lot of grass back here. Somebody's been adding it. Coming along here, got some paint. That's probably some kind of foundation repair around this part of the yard. That's probably why the yard was made like that. I have a copy of a warranty. It doesn't say what was done. It doesn't say what was done. It doesn't say where it was done. There's no building permits. There's no plumbing. They didn't check the water pressure and the water drain plumbing. Didn't do a static test. I didn't say they didn't do it. I'm saying I didn't see any documentation of any plumbing leakage tests. I didn't see any documentation of a building permit. I didn't see any documentation about where the repairs were made and what the measurements were. I didn't see any documentation except one little piece of paper that says you got a guarantee. Well, that doesn't tell us much. This fireplace, you got a wooden chase, and see that little vent right there? That's your combustible air vent. They're not supposed to be located higher than the firebox. Not supposed to be located up there by code. But if the chimney manufacturer, if the fireplace manufacturer specifies that it can be installed up there, the manufacturer's installation instruction supersedes the code. I don't have those instructions. All I have to go by is what I know, and I know that that's too high today. I might find out that I'm wrong tomorrow. That's okay, as long as you're taken care of. We do know that there's some foundation repair here. Right there, we know some foundation repair. And right here, this is called this rotten form board, this expansion board, whatever. Do termites like rotten wood? They sure do. They sure do like that. Come on, moving on along. And there we go. There we go.